Comicsgate and hail war campaign. Hail, brother. Today we'll be talking about Cecil's cancellation by Dynamite. Follow-up to my Comicsgate video. That's like the only talk of the town as of this week with Comicsgate. Hashtag Rip Cecil. Hashtag Cecil Slade. We fucking told you, people. We told you. You know, you get in bed with these fuckers. You know, wait to see what happens. You're letting SJWs in, and now you're canceled. Now the door is shut to you ever hoping to have any mainstream credibility, because this is a dying industry. Like we always hear from ABS, it's dying, and it's probably true. It's just a niche that's expired. Now, it's funny because everyone's crying for Cecil and white knighting for him and whatnot. But where were they for War Campaign when the same show's happening thanks to Cecil and company, where, there was this, you got Mark Russell and others were just like, oh, I've hit my contractual obligation to Dynamite, and they support Comicsgate. Until they stop, I won't work with them. And you got a bunch of stuff like that, a bunch of customers on Twitter saying like, oh, I'm removing everything Dynamite from my pull list, my subscription, blah, blah, blah. And you got the same kind of intimidation tactics, with this, like, you got these bigs in Comicsgate for hours smearing War Campaign, and thus intimidating small creators to, feel comfortable to work with War Campaign on CG Jumpstart or any related association without fear of retaliation or kind of blacklisting from bigger streams that they probably would have been on beforehand if not for that War Campaign association. Now you've made them choose these factions within Comicsgate, or choose Comicsgate or money, essentially. Comicsgate's principled. At least it's supposed to be. It's funny. So this, I think, has a lot of repercussions for the future. We'll wait and see, if they're really going to stand with this, or if they'll stand with just money from wherever they can get it. Maybe they canceled Cecil because he only got them $8,000. They're like, man, no one really cares about this guy. We'll pick the SJWs this time. I don't know. But shout out, or not shout out, but congrats to Nick Barucci. This has been great publicity at a time when there's like no entertainment news besides, hey, shit's canceled for a year, essentially. Hey, the movie industry as you know it's probably dead, and everything's got to now adjust completely to streaming. Usually you only get companies covering comics if it's, with Frank Miller or something coming back to do something, or if it's speculation. It's like, hey, we have people that Googled the top 10 Marvel stories about X character or event that might happen in a movie. That's really it. And it'll only be an adaptation of that, if at best. This is Comic Talk on Screen Rant, of all places, about a company in their dealings with comic creation and variant covers. Like, it's not about like I said, these speculations on a movie. It's not about, hey, maybe Dynamite's making a Vampirella movie or blah blah blah. It's like, no, Hate Group has been dealing with comics mainstream company. Now they're canceled, or at least Cecil, but I think this is all of EVS and cronies as well, or at least they'll have to shift how they deal with it. But I don't know, and this stuff isn't going to go away. You think it's just Cecil or something. I feel this is going to affect EVS. Star Wars girl Malin will never get one, and because looking at entertainment, you got Black Lives Matter still going on in the media, still, used as something to hit people over the head with if they don't conform, despite all the vandalism and murders and so on, thanks to this domestic terrorist group Antifa's kind of co-opted. And, they're still kowtowing to this because they're, like, watching CNN. So you got, the NBA is going to have this on their court. You got the MLB's got people saying they're going to boycott if protesters are within the league on the field making a statement. The NFL is going to have the Black National Anthem for week 1. We'll see where that goes. This isn't going away. This whole solidarity, SJW cancel and get in line, like there's no entertainment really being released unless it's streaming. They all got to get in line because they're all afraid to get canceled. And this is perfect for Nick Barucci and Dynamite. They're getting talked about. And people think, oh, it's a win for Cecil. Good job, Cecil. Everyone's talking about you. Yeah, everyone's talking about you in association as, like, hate channel, as in Nazi, as white supremacist. It's not a win for you. No one's actually going to check out your channel when they read this. Because if they're reading it, they're probably just going to eat it up and buy it, because most people haven't realized the fake news of a lot of entertainment media, especially in regards to Comicsgate. It's not a win. If anything, it's just another door closed. It's just another nail in the coffin for this to maintain itself as a niche on YouTube or BitChute if we get removed from YouTube. It's a very invalidating move. And, it's like, where's the other game in town? It's not Dark Horse. It's not Image. They're not getting in bed with Comicsgate, especially after all this. Maybe in a year from now, everything will turn around and they're like, yay, sorry, yeah, you're back on. Or there'll be a company that offers, but, unless you go to, like, I don't know, Alterna, if they want to deal with you, or, some other little indie niche that, like, no one knows of as a printer, like, you're not going anywhere. That's what happens, why isn't All Caps a, publisher for other comics? Why haven't they gone in bed together? The Jack Show made like their own company. This is what I thought the High Council should have done when they started, was pull 10% and make a media company to combat the SJWs, but they never did, and look where they're at. Yeah, this is funny shit. I really think the last stand of Comicsgate is going to be your boy Zach's court case. Tortious interference with Mark Waid. It's gone on for, 3 years now? 2 years? This was the calling cry of Comicsgate. This is what got me. It wasn't like, oh, I know this writer or this artist, let me fund it, let's see what's about. No, it was like, this is to say fuck you to SJWs. And we got to, 500,000? Cyberfrog got, 600 something first time. EBS is kind of different, though. He actually had some credibility, but it was still a crapshoot, and it took us 2 years to get rewarded for that. But yeah, the your boy Zach case is the rallying cry. It's to me like Custer's last stand of Comicsgate. If we lose this, there is no validity anymore. It's just like everything fades into indie comics. There's no real collective, there's no holding to a better standard than just some random Joe on Kickstarter. It's like all this has just been for nothing, because essentially we've just circled the wagons to where we started with Milkshake Girls and whatnot, and the shit customer treatment and everything else. So yeah, I'm really keen on what happens with your boy Zach's case. But with all this work with Dynamite and stuff, it makes you wonder if this wasn't just manufactured for outrage bucks in a dying market. Whether it was personal or not, Mark Waid gets all this money for his defense against the Nazi, and then Zach gets all this money against Waid, the SJW, and of course he's got his Patreon and his channel and comics, and how much is being funded just because of fight the SJWs, And it's not really sustainable. I know David Stewart talked about this a couple of years ago about you can get everyone on board for something, but what are we making? And I thought Comicsgate could be could transcend his kind of insight, but I don't know now. Lastly, what's funny with all of this is, Anna, poor little 25-year-old girl, with business deals and whatnot, and they're selling her, art for a high price, because generally valuable looking, like an oil ship. She's like, oh, they're canceling Cecil, but I'm still going to do my projects, which it tells me she's still got other projects with Dynamite. It's like, sorry, the SJW's canceled you, but I still making money from them. You see how fucking loyal these phony menace are. It's just hilarious, talking out both sides of your fucking face, and these stupid pay pigs are still simping, like, yes, give me your shit auction piece for $2,000. And it's just like, why is mediocrity rewarded? I don't get it. Why the fuck do you weirdos simping for her think she's Comicsgate? She doesn't stand for fucking shit. Not to fight the SJWs, but really she just wants the attention. It's like, look, Disney, look at me, look, I fixed your art, but Star Wars is dead. It's just this endless circle. And now she's grifting into comics because there's nothing to talk about with entertainment unless you're talking about streaming. Just knowing we're in a weird phase with coronavirus. Like, all this is just getting full attention. But no one's pointing out that, there's this, her still doing dealings probably until maybe she gets canceled as well, directly. So we'll wait and see what happens to her in EVS. But, we told you this wasn't a smart move, and you're like, oh, Comicsgate's winning, we're getting in the mainstream, even if we have to work with SJWs, like, they have to deal with us in their bubble. And nope, they kicked your ass out because, like, you're a Nazi. That's the end-all be-all of this shit. You made your bed. Now you're stuck in it. It's funny shit to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. What further details you got on other streams or whatnot, insight into this stuff. Let's chat about it. I'll talk to y'all later.